got a short observation to share with you here. If you live in the Western world, or like the United States or Canada, you live in really one of the freest societies that still exists on our planet today, and yet at the same time, you don't realize how enslaved you are. So it's a double whammy here. Let's say you're taking it for granted how free you are, but on the spectrum of freedom, you're a lot less free than you think you are. For example, people still think that you have a free healthcare system. You don't. You're living under a monopolistic healthcare system that's highly controlled, highly manipulated. It is a monopoly system to outlaw natural remedies, natural cures, holistic treatments. You know, the entire health insurance industry is essentially promoting big pharma and pharmaceutical treatments that don't make you any healthier, by the way, chemotherapy and things like that. You don't live in a free healthcare system, certainly not a free market healthcare system. You also don't live in a society that has a free flow of information. And this is crucial because it's the free flow of information that really is the underlying basis of a free society. But in our society today, you have a lying media. They fake their news all the time. They are fake. They're fake news. They fabricate fake sources. They try to smear authentic, independent news all the time. And you've also got the extreme censorship of Facebook and Google and YouTube and Twitter, who are trying to silence all the voices that they don't like, which happens to be more libertarian or conservative-leaning voices. So you end up with a society where you don't have free flow of information that's truthful information, but the information that is false is allowed to flow freely. So if you are a liar, you lie on behalf of, let's say, the Democrats or leftists, you will not be censored by YouTube. You will probably get a gig on CNN or something, or you'll be a book author that gets featured on Oprah. If you're a liar, you're going to get massive publicity. If you're a truth teller, you're going to be shut down, shut off, censored big time. That's where we are today. And a lot of people still don't realize that. It's funny, I run into people who are what I might call half awake, which also means they're half asleep. But these half awake people are like, yeah, you know what? I know that big pharma is a big scam, and I don't take all their medications. I take care of my health. I use nutrition and exercise and healthy food to take care of my health. I'm on board with that. And I say, well, what news sources do you watch or listen to? They say, oh, well, I listen to NPR and I watch CNN. Like, well, you're half asleep then. How can you be half awake and not wake up the rest of the way? Why are you still watching fake news and listening to NPR? They're like, oh, well, I don't believe everything NPR says. I just listen to NPR. They're like, no. You got to understand, just the act of listening to NPR means you are turning over your consciousness to a fake news network. NPR, they leave out stories that you need to know. They selectively report to create a false impression. They're biased. They lie by omission, as I just said, and they also lie by implication. In other words, they lie in the way they cover things. They'll have some story about Trump on there, and it'll be, NPR is usually pretty low-key, but they'll get all excited about a Trump story. Oh, my God, Trump's lawyer was raided, and they found something. They start hyperventilating. Even NPR does this from time to time. It's the way they cover things. And it's the way they talk about, Obama-era policies were all good and all brilliant, all genius, and they never tell you the other side of the story, like how Obama was funding Iran's acquisition of nuclear weapons and ballistic missile technology that would threaten U.S. allies, not just in the Middle East, but also in Western Europe, for example. So NPR lies. NPR is fake news. CNN is fake news. But people still think they live in a free society for the most part, and they don't see the engineering, the manipulation that's happening all around them. There's a lot of that goes on because people just don't want to admit that they're being manipulated. There's a similar thing that happens in the realm of TV, advertising, and marketing. If you take brands like, let's take Procter & Gamble, because Procter & Gamble is a very successful poison manufacturer. And they sell poisons, but they package them as laundry detergent or deodorant or toothpaste or whatever, but almost everything they sell has poison in it in one form or another. Laundry detergent is highly toxic. Even their fluoride toothpaste is poison. It's a neurotoxin, right? So Procter & Gamble is a poison company that pretends to be a consumer product company. And most people, if you ask them, you say, are you manipulated by TV advertising? Because I notice you watch some TV or you listen to the radio, let's say, or whatever. You're watching CNN. Are you influenced by the advertising on CNN? And they will almost all tell you, no, not me. No, I'm not manipulated by that advertising. It doesn't affect me. But then if you look at what they buy at the grocery store, they're buying the products that were promoted in the ads that they saw. Well, why is that? Well, the answer is because they're being manipulated outside of their consciousness. They're not as free as they think. And they're easy to manipulate by companies like Procter & Gamble, which is pushing poison. And in this case, the poison helps make people stupid. The poison damages brain function. For example, we know fluoride is a brain toxin. It lowers IQs. It's in the scientific literature. It's not even a controversial statement. I mean, it's straight science. So Procter & Gamble's products actually damage people's brains to some extent because of the neurotoxins they contain, and that makes people stupid enough to keep buying Procter & Gamble products. It's the cycle of poison and stupidity, but it's played out, millions of times a day in grocery stores all across America. CVS pharmacies and Walmarts all across America. But these people think they're free, but they're not. They're slaves to being manipulated by poison-pushing companies that have become experts in marketing and emotional manipulation, social constructs, all kinds of things. So that's the truth. That it's an inconvenient truth. Most people don't want to hear that. They think that they're in charge of their decisions and their perceptions and their minds, but most people are not. 99 out of 100 people have no clue what they're doing with their own mind. They're being force-fed false information. They're being manipulated. They're being hijacked. The entire system of media and Hollywood and fake news CNN, it exists primarily to manipulate the gullible and to then oppress the intelligent. In fact, that should be the slogan of CNN. Not just CNN, we're fake news, but CNN manipulates the gullible and suppresses the intelligent. That is what they do. In a nutshell, that is CNN. So there you go. That's the truth that you probably won't hear anywhere else. I've got a website, by the way, called truth.news. If you want to check it out, truth.news. And also awakening.news. So check those out if you want some interesting information. Publish over 300 websites. And of course, we're launching soon Real.video, which contains, it's an alternative to YouTube, a free speech alternative that will carry intelligent people challenging the status quo. Lots of videos coming, launching in July. Check it out at Real.video. Thanks for listening.
Learn more at healthrangerreport.com.
Thank you for watching. If you want to support our mission, visit us at healthrangerstore.com for the world's largest selection of lab-verified superfood and nutritional products for healthy living. It's at healthrangerstore.com.